Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and thank you for tuning in. So in today's video, and this is like so requested and I should have done it months and months and months ago, but I didn't. It is my top 6 favorite drugstore foundations. So these are budget-friendly foundations, but I'm also really happy with the formula, the coverage, the longevity, all those types of things with them. Now, I'll also let you know before we jump into the video what I look for in a foundation. So I like something that is medium to full coverage. I like something that is going to last me all day long, so, you know, a reasonably long-lasting formula. I like something that's going to make my skin look flawless and hide any of my imperfections, so fine lines, pores, all things like that. I want them covered and not looking, you know, screaming at me being obvious. I don't want a foundation to be cakey or chalky or really obvious on my skin when you're up close to me. So I want it to look flawless, but I don't want it to look heavy. I'm hard to please, aren't I? I'm really, really hard to please. But all of these foundations that I'm going to talk about in this video, they tick all of the above boxes for me and they are affordable. So if you ask me, it pretty much doesn't get better than that. Okay, so now that we've got all the technical stuff out of the way, let's jump into the video and take a look at the foundations. So the first foundation that I'm going to talk about is going to be absolutely no surprise to any of you, and it is the L'Oreal I just dropped it. The L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. I discovered this foundation probably about 1 month to 2 months ago, and this stuff is unreal. Now, for those of you in Australia, the packaging looks like this as opposed to how it looks in the States. It is exactly the same product. I have tried and tested both of these formulas and they are definitely exactly the same. The only thing is the shades are a little bit different here in Australia, but you know, whatever. This foundation is a medium coverage, but it's definitely buildable and you can really build up a really nice, awesome, flawless base. The oil control of this thing is unreal. I never have to top up when I wear this. It's absolutely incredible. I do have a whole video review on this foundation and I will link it in the description bar below so that you guys can see that. So if you've got oily to combination skin and you're after a foundation that is going to give you a really flawless, full coverage finish, definitely check out L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte, or as it's here in Australia, 24 Matte. Awesome. So the next foundation is by L'Oreal as well. I seem to gravitate towards L'Oreal products when it comes to foundations in the drugstore. I just think that they do fairly well the best job of it. And I'm not too sure if I've spoken about this foundation on my channel before or not, but it is the L'Oreal Nude Magique Eau de Teint. Sorry if I've butchered that. This one is a fresh feel foundation, weightless bare perfection. This foundation is my holy grail for sort of everyday wear. So this is great for if I've got to nick down to the supermarket and I just want to really quickly buff something over my face so that my skin looks presentable. Just everyday lightweight wear. But at the same time as this one being really lightweight, it does give you a really, really nice coverage and it will leave your skin looking fairly flawless as well. So this one is very liquidy. As you buff it into the skin, it turns into like a powdery finish. It's very similar, I would say, in texture to the NARS All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation, but probably not as much coverage in this one as there is in the NARS. It's a really good foundation. You can just slap it on. It doesn't take really much blending whatsoever to get into the skin. And yeah, I think it's just a really underrated foundation that doesn't really get spoken about, and it's really awesome. I probably wouldn't choose this if I was going to go, you know, 12 hours with my foundation on and wanting it to look really great. This is more of like a 6-hour kind of wear foundation, just something that you slap on that's super easy. And yeah, minimal effort required. That's what this foundation should be called. So I might as well stick to the L'Oreal bandwagon while I'm at it. So my next favorite foundation from the drugstore is the L'Oreal True Match Foundation. This is like my old lover. I'd been using this foundation for probably ever since I was in my teens, and I'm 24 now and I'm still obsessed with it. So I think I started using this when I was in maybe year 7? Year 8. Whenever I first started to buy foundation, and I still remember how exciting that was. So this one is an awesome full coverage foundation as well. This buffs out really, really well with a nice thick kabuki brush, and it basically gives your skin like this really airbrushed finish without looking kind of like cakey and heavy. I first started buying this because it was the only foundation that I could find that had a yellow undertone and that would suit my skin. And Oh, it just looks beautiful, beautiful, beautiful on the skin. I like to wear this one at night time, so if I've got a really heavy sort of smoky eye and I want a really flawless looking base to match that smoky eye, I usually will pick this one up. I've never found this one to settle into my pores or fine lines, and I do actually have quite enlarged pores just sort of in this center of my cheeks here. Never had an issue with it. It doesn't separate on my face. It doesn't cake up. It doesn't crease on me. None of the above. The only con that I really would have about this foundation is if you're very, very oily, you're probably going to hate this. So this one's probably better suited for those of you that have only got a lighter oil production or combination or dry skin. This does very, very well if you use a really nice hydrating primer underneath it. But I've loved this foundation for the longest time. Still use it. I buy a new bottle of this probably every couple of months because I power through this. Like, love it. L'Oreal again. I'm so sorry. I'll just talk about this one super, super quickly and excuse the feralness of the cap. But this is the L'Oreal Lumi Magique Light Infusing Foundation. This one basically gives your skin this really beautiful luminous glow. I would say that it's very similar in texture, coverage, blendability to the L'Oreal True Match, but this one's just got sort of like a luminizing factor to it. So it's perfect for summertime when you want to look really glowy and gorgeous, or even when you're just wanting to get that, you know, J-Lo look about your skin and look all bronzy and amazing. It says on here that it's got liquid light technology. Infuses skin with a ray of light, illuminating your complexion as if lit from within. Look, that's probably a little bit over the top, but that's marketing for you, isn't it? But it definitely will give you a really beautiful dewy glow, and it's super, super affordable. So yeah, Lumi Magique. Okay, so the next foundation that I've got here is, and please don't judge me, it is absolutely filthy. This is the Covergirl Outlast Stay Fabulous 3-in-1 foundation. Isn't that a mouthful? Oh my goodness. So this one, basically, they think that it is a primer, a concealer, and a foundation all in one product. I don't think that I can vouch for that. I still use a primer and a concealer when I use this. But this foundation is definitely like full coverage. No kidding, like no mucking around. This will make your skin look completely flawless. It's basically shine free. I find that this keeps my skin quite matte for, 8 to 10 hours of wear. It's a really, really good foundation for long-term wear. I would recommend this one, for days at school, days at university. I don't know, if you're going shopping and you want your makeup to stay in place, anything like that. The only time I wouldn't recommend this foundation was for at night when you're taking flash photography, because I do find that this one does reflect a little bit. It has got an SPF 20, but I do think it contains quite a bit of titanium dioxide, which is actually the component in the foundation that gives you that nasty white floating head look in flash photography. But I love this foundation. I've used it in a bunch of tutorials. And yeah, will make your skin look awesome. Okay, moving on to the last foundation now. This is the Chi Chi Fabulous and Flawless Foundation. I picked this up on a recommendation from ShanXO because she said that she was obsessed with it. And I know why. You put this on your face, and I'm not even kidding, it looks like your skin has been photoshopped. So like I did mention earlier, I do have enlarged pores in the middle of my face, and they bug me. I'm not gonna lie, they do bug me, but when I put this foundation on, it is like baby skin. My face looks like a baby's bum. Like, it's so smoothed out and amazing. It's a medium coverage foundation, but it is buildable, so you can definitely get a full coverage out of this. If you've got a lot of acne scarring, a lot of enlarged pores, even just acne on its own, fine lines, wrinkles, anything like these, I would definitely recommend checking this foundation out because it is like, boom, I've been photoshopped. It's just, I don't know. It's really cool. So that is it for my top 6 drugstore foundations. Let me know in the comment section below what your favorite drugstore foundation is, and I will definitely check it out. I am always hanging out to try new foundations. Foundations are like my obsession of life. I don't know. And I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Leave me any questions that you want to ask me down below, any video requests, all stuff like that. And yeah, I hope you guys are having an awesome day, and I will catch you all in my next video. Bye! We'll go